okay, it's not a fight or flight reaction. Like, you need to like look at it for what it is. She's bringing it up because she loves you. Okay, so like, what if it's the first time? Like, what can I do different? And then it's making that mental note that, okay, like this, I reacted wrong. What can I do better? And it's made a world of difference. But having that reinforcement of telling me what I'm doing better and what I need to work on, and I do the same thing for her. Like, she may not feel one way about something, and a lot of times it's just something that the world places on her heart, that it's a little bit of a struggle at times. But in those moments, like, I actually love her more for that. God's creation, just untouched land up there. You get to see the moose. Would have liked to have seen the northern lights, but I was up there during the summer, so it was 24-hour sunlight. But like that's cool in itself. It's like watching the sunrise and sunset all day for a week. You know what you think? Oh, it's sunset, and then it gets blinded again. You got to throw the sunglasses back on. But it's like through them, like I never would have had that experience or that opportunity had they not reached out to me. And they didn't, and if they didn't like believe in me, because other people would have seen that, like the people I was trying to date and the road I was traveling, and they're like, oh, we're just going to step back and we're just going to see what he does rather than be a part of it. And, you know, we might not agree what you're doing, but we're going to give you advice. And like, this is actually what you're supposed to be looking for, like in a person, what you should be doing. And, Kirby was right. She was 100% right about everything. The exact person I was looking for. Like completely right. Like down to everything. Like I needed a good, godly woman. Someone that, you know, even though we I don't even say like fight. We just have like disagreements on things. But being with someone that loves me enough to point those out in all the ways that I'm not being Christ-like, so that we can transform each other. And I used to like look at that the wrong way, because I still get defensive in a way, because I felt like I was like fighting for my life at times. But she's like, I don't do this out because I'm not even angry at you. I'm just pointing this out that I love you enough that these are things that we can work on together, that I'm not here to fight you or go against you. Like I love you enough to bring it up so that we can move past this, but that we grow even closer together because I love you. And it's not something, and that's what I needed. She's healed me in more ways than I could ever imagine. Just going through all that.
When she corrects you or brings something up that you could be working on, what does it feel like? Is it, do you notice in the moment that, okay, yeah, you feel like you feel something being triggered that it feels like something from the past, but it feels different because you feel like this person actually wants the best for you. So you want to change. Is that what it feels like?
Oh, 100%. I mean, cause like you're, still working through it. Like your gut reaction is that just, your heart, your like chest tightens up. Like, okay, you're going in the fight or flight mode. Like, I gotta defend this. Like, I gotta have an answer for this, because like in the past, like I needed an answer for it. And it's like, no, like I actually know I'm not allowing her to fully like say what she needs to. Like, I'm the type of person, like I would unintentionally like cut her off, and she's like, no, like let me finish. Like, this is what you're doing wrong. But this is how we can like build upon it and like be better. And it's taken me a while to do that. And it's in a way she's kind of like taming me like a wild Mustang at times, and not in a bad way. It's making me meek, I guess is the word that would best describe it. Because now I see that the correction, it's not out of like disgust or anger, it's out of love. It's allowing me to like, in a way, like submit and trust her in a way. And, she could probably tell you how I'm doing. But I've gotten better. And the great part of it is she doesn't like let that pass by. She tells me that she's proud of it, or she tells me that, oh, like I'm really happy to see that like you're recognizing it. Like it's not something like I don't have to constantly remind you. It's like, no, like you have to push through. Okay, it's not a fight or flight reaction. Like you need to like look at it for what it is. She's bringing it up because she loves you. Okay, so like what, if it's the first time, like what can I do differently? And then it's making that mental note that, okay, like this, I reacted wrong. What can I do better here? And it's made a world of difference. But having that reinforcement of telling me what I'm doing better and what I need to work on. And I do the same thing for her. Like she may not feel one way about something. And a lot of times it's just something that the world places on her heart, that it's a little bit of a struggle at times. But in those moments, like I actually love her more for that, because I get to tell her like how much I love her, what I see in her, that like what the world will tell you and what the world like views you as is not correct. Like, first off, there's a very specific thing that the Lord made you for, and you are crushing it. She's one of those people that can just pour into anybody. She can make friends with just about anybody. She could hold a conversation with like a wall, but not in a bad way. Like she can relate to anybody, and she can, literally anybody. No matter what your political view, your thoughts, your faith, she just sees people for who they are. And that's what she taught me was, when you're interacting with people, you kind of, you see them for who they are, who they present themselves as. You got to put aside like any deceived notions, anything that you might have known them from the past. Like you just want to see them for the person that they present themselves to be. And that makes all the difference, because like you start to pick up on things. It's like, oh, I was going to judge this person for this, but like actually they went through all this, and that's what caused them to lean this direction rather than the other. And she's taught me a lot with that. And, that's really transpired with helping and reaching and talking to other people. It's led into a lot of the interactions that we've had together with people, having dinner with them, giving little nuggets of wisdom.
When the question I had earlier was, actually, I don't know if I want to go back to that, because I want to stay on this topic, because I think it is a very compelling one, where like this is something I grapple with. I'm at a point where I'm just like, I'm probably at the end of my rope, but just you know what? I'm just going to focus on mind my own business, when it comes to the dating scene. Just focus on the work I'm doing at this point. Yeah. And like you had this point where I've actually thought about this. You had this point where you were at the end of your rope, but you weren't faking it. Like it was real, right? Yeah. Like before you met her, it was God kind of knew he had to send someone. Yeah. But you didn't know that he was going to do that. You just knew you were at the end of your rope. Right?
Oh, exactly. Because, you're going back to that, like, I don't know where I would be had I followed what I wanted for myself. And I don't know if I actually would have ever been here for any of this. So much so because with doing all these activities, I had someone, and I realized this yesterday, that actually spoke death into my life. And I didn't realize it. I thought, we were just having a conversation, and he meant it as like a joke. He's like, man, like you're doing all these like wild and crazy things. Like I'm actually like, I'm at a point, like I'm actually kind of concerned about you because I'm afraid that like you're doing all this stuff and then you're just going to off yourself. And I'm like, I just thought it was a joke. But more that I think about it, it's like that actually stuck with me for so long. It's like, what if I do that I pursue like all these wild and crazy things and then be like, yep, I hit everything that I wanted to do. I did these wild things. Like people think I'm a wild, he even called me a wild man, and be like, that's how I go out in the blaze of glory of doing that. I forgot about that for so long up until this point on this walk. And then it dawned on me because out of the men that I picked for my groomsmen, it was between that person and another. And I'm like, Lord, I don't know who to pick here because they both mean something to me. Both will love to be there, but there's only one spot. And so I was praying on it, and the Lord's like, this isn't anything about you. This is not your decision. I'm like, what? He's like, it's going to be Cody. And I'm like, Cody? Like, why? Never got an answer. I'm like, I'll be obedient. It's going to be Cody. Then I had a realization yesterday, that was the person that spoke death into my life. But now I don't know where he stands in his faith. I don't know if he has faith. So I'm taking what the enemy, our adversary, meant to use against me. I'm flipping it around because now unintentionally I know that he's a groomsman. It compels me. I want to go have dinner with him and make him aware of this and know that, you know what? I don't hold it against you. I love you, but I also want to meet you exactly where you're at. And he's actually like one of the only people that's not Christian. Because like we were in Boy Scouts together. Like I've known him probably not as long as you, but like we spent a lot of time together. Like in Boy Scouts, OA, we did a week in Fort AP Hill. I believe that's Virginia for 100 years of scouting, the National Jamboree. Like we've seen a lot together. He was one of the groomsmen from the first go around. And I only ran back into him at just randomly. I was out with friends bowling, and I never would have talked to him, but I'm ashamed. But I was very intoxicated at that event. And I seen him, and like that was the only reason why I was talking to him, because I had no like shame. Like it was drunk Mike, and drunk Mike will talk to anybody. And I seen him and we had a conversation. He's like, oh man, like it's really good to see you. A lot of the guys that we were in scouts with and like interact with, we do a trivia night. You should come by. So I started going to that. I got to reconnect with those guys. But like I'm excited that I actually get to meet with him, and because I haven't got a chance to really tell him my story and my testimony and actually how he fits into it. Because it wasn't a seed for Christ. It was like a seed for Satan. But now I get to flip it all around. That seed that Satan decided that he was trying to plant, I'm going to flip it around. I'm going to sow life into Cody the best that I can. And maybe it'll be an impact for him because of me, or maybe it'll tickle his ears. I don't know. I'm not going to put I'm not going to tell you how it's going to end. I have no idea how it's going to end, but I'm going to be obedient, and I'm going to give that opportunity, to him. But it's really cool that I got he gave me that, because I didn't get an answer. I'm like, he brought it all together. I'm like, that's what it was. That was his divine plan, was that I gave Satan just enough rope to give you that, but I can turn it around. I can take everything that he's meant for bad and I'll turn it for good. And I'm excited for it. Like that's amazing to be able to have like that revelation to see that the redeeming value of Christ through that experience, because yeah,
He spoke death in you, said.
Yeah, not intentionally.
Yeah,
it was meant as a joke, but
our
adversary.
It was the wild man comment, right?
Yeah, well, he meant that as like a good thing, because like I was being fearless. Like I wasn't going to let anything stop me. Like if I wanted to go skydiving, I went skydiving, and I didn't tell anybody until after I did it, because I didn't want anybody to talk me out of it. Like I was the type of guy, I was like, hey, if I get married again, like my bachelor weekend or whatever, I'd love to go to California and go swimming with great whites, or like zip line in the redwoods, or I don't know, just wild and crazy stuff. Go bungee jumping. Because through those experiences, that was the only time I actually felt alive. I was so dead in my sin and not knowing Christ. That was the only way that I thought I could live and actually feel alive.
You feel like God's already redeemed most of the things from the past?
He's redeemed tenfold. Everything I thought I lost, like I talked about before, like the business and the relationships and stuff like that, he's returned that tenfold. I wouldn't be here if I still had the business. I was working 7 days a week. That was my main priority, and then I just fit everything else in when I had time. This walk wouldn't have been possible without Christ, without him stripping everything away from me, but then also revealing to me the person that I actually am.